All right, what's up, fam? In this video, we're gonna be going over the glute exercises, starting with the classic glute bridge. I use a resistance band, but feel free to do body weight. And then there's also single leg options, which I'll demonstrate right now. So to get set up, you want, when you extend your hands all the way out, for your fingertips to be an inch or two away from your heels, hips or shoulder width, hip width apart. And then you wanna have a little bit of tension going on the band so that your arches of your feet are lifted. From there, lay down flat and exhale as you come up and you squeeze. Now, some people will try to hyperextend it to the point where they get a curve in their low back. I want you to stop right here and focus on a really good contraction in the glutes. Inhale as you go down, touch the whole low back on the ground. Exhale, come up with a little bit of explosiveness, squeeze the glutes for 1, 2, 3 seconds, and back down. So in the sets, let's say you're doing a 1.5 minute set, you can do 30 seconds really slow reps, 30 seconds a little bit faster and more dynamic, and you can do like 30 seconds of fast explosive to train the fast twitch muscle fibers. But the main thing I want is to avoid this arching of the back. Make sure your low back is nice and neutral at the top of the squeeze, and that is the glute bridge. Now, if you don't have a band or if you want to just have a little bit more of a challenge, single leg glute bridges are also very beneficial. Keep your thighs parallel to each other. Lift up the one leg and squeeze. You don't want to bring the leg all the way up here. Keep the upper legs parallel. Focus on that full contraction. All the way down, up and squeeze. And just make sure you do even reps on both sides to keep things nice and symmetrical. There you have it, glute bridge. All right, the next exercise is called monster walks. Put your band right above your knees. Now we're gonna take diagonal steps at about 45 degrees, leading with the hip. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can step without touching the other foot on the ground, stabilize for a second, and then step. It's gonna work on your balance and stability. And it's gonna keep that time under tension the entire time on your hips and your glutes. Again, tempo can be switched up. You can do some faster. You can do some really slow. Mix it up to train both fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers. There you go, monster walks. All right, in this one, we're gonna be doing side plank clamshells. I put on a little bit of a lighter band for this one because it's really targets the glute med, which is one of the weaker muscles. So we're gonna go into a supported side plank, meaning your knee is on the ground. You're gonna touch the knees together and open up explosively and hold for 1 to 3 seconds. Come in slow as you inhale. Exhale, open up and hold. So keep your core engaged, but mostly focus on getting a really good squeeze at the end of the movement, keeping your heels and toes touching together. So again, just like with everything else, mix up the tempo, do some fast explosive and do some super slow, feeling every single portion of the movement. I promise you're gonna be feeling this one. Side plank clamshells. On to the next one. All right, this next exercise are kickbacks. Same thing, band right above the knees. Now for this one, I'm gonna do the left glute first. So I'm gonna place my knee on top of the band so it stays in place. And then we're just gonna go really slow and controlled at first. And you wanna just lengthen the leg back out until it's completely straight. I don't need you to try to force it up and bend your back. You want your low back to be nice and neutral. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, kick out and hold. Inhale in. Exhale, extend and hold. Now, if you don't have a band, you can just do these body weight. Just get a really good mind-muscle connection. Even with no weight, if you really flex your body as hard as you can, and you do this for about 20, 30 reps, you're gonna be feeling it. Main things to focus on is that neutral level low back and moving nice and controlled through the whole movement. Just do one more here. Full squeeze. And that's it. Kickbacks, obviously do both sides. On to the next one. All right, and for this last one, everybody's favorite, the classic wall sit. So just find a flat part on the wall. You're just gonna sit at 90 degrees. And if you have a band on, just keep some nice tension on the band. And there's nothing really to this except breathing deeply, feeling every single muscle fiber becoming activated and pushing it to your absolute limits. Usually around 90 seconds to 3 minutes is gonna be most of people's best. So let's see who can do the most with these. Very basic exercise, extremely efficient. And that's it for glutes.